And what better way to learn about yourself through a spiritual journey, because it's all about you. And that's the main reason as to why I want to do this, is to find myself, because I feel like once I find myself, it's over. It's over, because your girl's gonna be at her full potential. Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name's Alina Destiny, and this is my first YouTube video. So yes, I'm very excited, and I'm very excited for good reason, because I feel like I can speak for a few of us when you want to make a channel, do your first video, but you just have not gotten around to it, or you just didn't do it. Yeah, that was me too. I feel that, but I'm here to say, if you want to make a YouTube video, you go make a YouTube video. You want to make a channel, go make the channel. Do whatever you want to do, because that's what we're here for. But that's besides the point. Point is, I just wanted to get on here and share with y'all my spiritual journey, and basically what I experienced throughout it, and any lessons I've learned, or just basically what I got out of it, what I gained from it. So yes, so back in 2019, I had been wanting to do a spiritual journey, because 2019 was a year for me, an extremely rough year for me, just because I was just going through it, and I remember feeling like the world was just so against me, and I did not like that feeling. Like I knew something was off. And so I'm gonna insert a clip somewhere here.
Something is honestly wrong with me. I am not in the right state of mind, period. Gosh, something is wrong with me.
This was back in February of 2020. And again, I was going through it. I cannot tell you what exactly was wrong at that moment, but obviously something was wrong. And so that was back in February. Well, come March, April, COVID came and slapped all of us in the face and said, oh, you thought you had a hot girl summer. That's real cute. That's real funny. And the pandemic was a thing. So then everything began to get shut down, and it kind of just left me like, okay, well, Alina, you have the time to do this now. Like, you've been wanting to do it. There's nowhere to go outside. Basically, I felt like I was being forced to do it. And so I took the initiative and I began to do the spiritual journey, right? So that was back March, April. So that's where I am today. I had pre-recorded myself whenever I had first started this, because I wasn't sure if I was going to make a YouTube channel. It was more so just to track my progress, see where I was with it, like see how much I've grown. And I've grown a lot. And honestly, it just makes me it makes me so happy inside, anyway, besides the point, right? So I'm probably gonna insert clips. I don't know where I am gonna insert the clips from back when I was over there, but I just knew I was lost and I needed to be found, right? So yes, but I'm gonna go ahead and share with y'all the steps I've basically taken, what I've done, type thing. So I don't know why, but whenever I had the idea of this whole journey in my head, my mind went straight to like meditation. Like, oh yeah, that's what they all do, and my problems will be fixed. And that's really not the case. I mean, meditation is it plays a key role in this whole journey, but it's not the only thing. But meditation, I loved it. I love it to this day. But like I will say, it was hard for me to start off in the beginning. Like the first 3 months, I was meditating, but it was very inconsistent. It wasn't an everyday thing, not at all. Maybe like a 2 to 3 day a week thing, if anything. But come after those 3 months, a month later, I stopped completely. Like I fell off meditating. I was like not doing it anymore. And prior to me even starting this journey, I was a very anxious person. I was very anxious about the future. I just did not know what was gonna happen. I didn't like not being in the know, and I just felt very unsure of myself. I was lost in the sauce, and I would just get overwhelmed very easily. Like I remember I could not even talk about the future, like to people. Like when they would ask me, I would just be like, and it's really, you learn a lot, whatever. That's how I was. But I like whenever I fell off of meditating, I began getting those feelings again, and I was like, oh yeah, no, we're not going back here. I was like, if I feel the difference from me meditating inconsistently and now I'm falling off, what am I going to be like when I actually consistently meditate daily, so I took it serious and I meditated every day. I will say, like, didn't meditate every day. Like, I had like some, here and there, but overall, most part, to this day, I meditate every day. It's part of my routine and I love it, just because meditation, it allows you to, I know if you even looked up meditation, like, it's like you are the observer of your thoughts. And I know, and if even if you haven't heard of it, it sounds very odd, very weird, like, what does that even mean? But it's like, once you know, because when they know, and it's just that. But so yes, I would suggest that, I will say it's not easy. Like, the first, it's a practice. It's definitely a practice, but I will say a suggestion is to not just go straight into meditating silently, just because I feel like that kind of discouraged me. I feel like guided meditations really helped me, because it, like, you are sitting in silence, but with the guided meditations are kind of guiding you for your mind not to weary off, like, and it just, your mind needs a break. Just like you need a break after you run a mile, your mind needs a break after running consistently 24/7. So even if you meditate from 5 to 10 to 15 minutes, however long, your mind will thank you. And you just become more clear, I guess. It's not so clouded in there, not so much clouded judgment. You just get a nice base, You can actually see things for what they are. And it's a great feeling. So meditation was another really big thing that I also have notes down here. That's why I'm looking. Meditation was a great thing or a great practice that I picked up on. Next was reading books. I read books because I didn't know anything on, or I knew some bases, but like, I didn't know too much knowledge on this subject, on spiritual awakening, on becoming all of this. I just didn't know any of it, and I wanted to get a experts, I guess, opinion, other than me watching YouTube videos, because that's what I also did. Like, I wanted to see what people experienced, what they did. Like this one, I want to help anybody who's interested or even intrigued by this idea, just to, like, guide you in the right direction, just see what you can expect. So I began reading books, and that really helped me as well. It gave me the background knowledge, and I also noticed, like, I began to, like, put it into perspective. So, like, okay, let's say the day before, I read a chapter on having patience and not letting the outside world, like, just anger you and, like, consume you and, like, make you upset, and because that's good for no one, right? Say I read a chapter on that before. The next day, say I'm, like, either stuck in traffic or someone cuts me off, which is never a good look for me, because besides the point. Instead of spazzing out like I normally would, and, like, that would really ruin the rest of my car ride for me, I would be like, okay, Alita, you just read a chapter on this about containing your anger and not letting outside forces dictate how you feel. So I'm not gonna lie and say I wouldn't get upset, because if you cut me off, I am gonna get upset. But it's like, it's definitely like, my road rage doesn't happen as frequently and as long, I guess you could say, which is growth, So instead of me being mad the rest of the whole car ride, I'll be mad, okay, 1 to 2 minutes, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be upset. But then I'll be like, okay, you know what, whatever, turn on my music and go about my drive and be listening to whatever I'm listening to. So yes, I just found like I was basically practicing what the authors were preaching at this point. So putting it into action, putting their words into action. There we go. So yes, so meditation, reading, and I hold this one dear to my heart because I love it. Journaling. Journaling is a great thing overall. Journaling, I feel like I know there's different type of people in the world, how they like to go about their issues, but I feel like if you can just be real with yourself, and if you can just write down how you feel about the situation, how you feel at the time, how you feel overall, it doesn't even, okay, I'm going to talk about that in separate things. Just to say a situation happens, you write it down, you're actually able to see what it is for what it is, like you actually wrote down exactly how you feel, and you can, instead of just going off and spazzing off on this other person or venting to this other person, you can just internalize your feelings, reflect on them, and actually see how do you really feel about the situation, and just come to terms with yourself, and it doesn't even have to be journaling. You can do the voice memos too, talk to yourself, but talking to yourself, whether it's writing or literally talking to yourself, is only going to help you. Like, you need to It helps you familiarize yourself with your own thoughts, and like I said, your thoughts. But whenever you begin meditating, you're now the observer of your thoughts. And I promise you, this all just starts to make sense once you start to do it. It really does. Like, I'm sorry if it's not really making sense. I'm trying to make as much sense as possible. But it's really like just like the motion of the ocean. You just gotta go, you know? So journaling, self-reflection is only gonna help you overall. And that's even if it's a situation. Say you don't have a situation. I still journal daily. Like, and I don't be going through like situations all the time. Like, I don't have something to write every time. But you don't have to write a page all the time. You can write 2 sentences. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, do it. Like, I will just write today. I feel good about, and give thanks. There's so many things that you can write about. It don't have to be just a problem, you know. Good stuff. Good stuff. And then a morning routine. I don't think this is just about spirituality. I feel like every adult should have a morning routine, just because it kind of just sets the tone, it sets the pace, it sets the intention for the day. And it's like, you can lounge on the couch all day if you want, but at least you can say, oh, well, at least I did my morning routine. You know, like, it just gives you like something to do, be proud of when you wake up, you know. And I will also say this is also good for trying to avoid social media the first hour when you wake up. I know it sounds hard, but if you get into a morning routine, social media, you won't even like think about it. And if you do, it's not that big of a deal, you know? But yeah, so like for me, I'll wake up, brush my teeth, I'll stretch, I'll meditate, I will write in my gratitude and affirmations journal. And also, side note, I'll write in my planner what I have to do for the day. But side note, this is a great key to advice. And I just really want you to answer this question for me. If, say, you want all these blessings to be coming your way and you're just so like, oh, I just want. What sense does it make for the universe to bless you with anything else when you're not appreciative for what you have right now in the moment? It doesn't make sense, right? Because if you're not even appreciative, thankful, okay, sorry, I can't speak, I'm kind of thirsty. Water break. If you're not thankful for what you have now, the universe has no business blessing you with any more blessings, you know? It makes sense. And once you start thinking like this, your whole mindset changes. But so then, okay, after I write in there, I'll work out, shower, eat breakfast. Bam, I just did 7 things. And I'm okay if I don't do nothing, like if I want to have a lazy day the rest of the day. And I'm not going to say you have to do the morning routine every day. Like, I have my office where I'll just like wake up and I will roll over on the social media, but it's definitely not an everyday thing. It's not a habit anymore. Break the cycle. Break the cycle. And self-care, I feel like it ties into all of this. Overall, I feel like all of this is self-care. Everything I'm talking about is self-care. You're putting you as your priority, as you should. And you're taking care of yourself. And also, like, I know it sounds like a lot like, oh, you have to do this, you do that, but it literally just becomes routine. And sometimes things get taken care of without you even having to address them. Anyways, and okay, so lastly, I would just say the thing that I did was kept it in the back of my mind that this is what I wanted to do. This is the change I wanted to make in my life. When anything happened, like on the outside world, as long as I kept like this as my priority, like me wanting to be my highest self, me wanting to become spiritually awakened, and you know, it's all just dedication, because once you like set your mind to it, it's gonna become default. Like, you're gonna automatically think these things, and that's already changing your old habits, you know. So as long as you keep that, this is your goal, you want to grow as a person, you'll grow as a person, I guarantee you. So those are the steps that I did. I'm probably gonna also make a self-care routine, like as to go like into depth as to what I mean, like how this is all like self-care. That's gonna be in a different video for another time, you know. But yes, and so what did I gain from this? I gained so much. I gained clarity. Like I said, I was very lost in the sauce. I was very anxious. It's really, you just gotta trust the process, and trust in the universe, and trust in God. Let go, let God, and you will be great. You'll see the light, you know. It's a beautiful thing. But I just gained a lot of clarity on things I was so unsure of. I became more it's not that I didn't have confidence. I guess it was just I became more empowered. I actually like believed in myself. So I feel like once you really believe in yourself, you're gonna accomplish great things, and only you have to believe it. Nobody else has. That's another thing. Like I felt like I needed people's validations, and that's not the case. The only person that I gotta prove myself to is me and God, me and the universe, and that's it. That's really what it comes down to. So yes, I just feel like once I started doing this and just living and in the moment, in the present, my life began to like fall into place, you know? Because let me give you this example. I'm a walking, talking, breathing example. Like I said, a hot mess back then. Nothing was working out for me. World was against me. Blah blah blah. Come to this, like I start doing this. I had a dream. I had a dream this one time. I had woke up at 4:02. I remember the time. Literally like rose out of bed and I was like, Alina, you like lashes? Sell lashes. What did I do? I sold lashes. And these are in the style Oya. So you let me know. You let me know. But yes, this is style Oya. But I opened my own lash business, and like it's a lash business, like it's like legit, you know. And my whole theme around it, I was like, oh yeah, I could just sell eyelashes, but I was like, okay, what's gonna make you different, pop? What is the message you're trying to share? My message and my theme is self-worth, because, and also like just self-care. It's literally all of this, everything that I've learned, because not only do you, anybody could be a baddie on the outside, you know, anybody could throw on some lashes and call it a day. But it really comes down to the fact, like, sis, are you pretty inside? And I know it sounds like cliche, but are you? Like, are you? Because I just feel a pretty face over a pretty soul. I'm gonna pick the pretty soul, if I'm being honest. Like, you just need to be good within. And that's what my message is. I try to share with like my girls that want to buy from me. That's my whole thing. Like, I want to inspire y'all to put yourself first. Be selfish, because you deserve it. You deserve to be selfish, because if you don't put yourself first, thank you. You answered the question. But yes, okay. So like that kind of just fell into place. Like I then a month later, after opening my business, I graduated from college, and you can see my degree right there. I'm educated, you know? I'm Black and educated. No one could tell me nothing. I did my degree. I got that degree. And I'm telling you, this thing started to fall in place. Like now, I'm doing YouTube. I've been wanting to do YouTube. This is what I'm saying. It's like the cycle. It's just like a beautiful cycle, you know? It just is a mwah, mwah, mwah. Love it. So yes, I feel like that's all I, like my experience. But if I'm being real, okay, I kind of forgot to write this down, but I guess we don't need this no more. If I'm being real, I know I'm like making it seem like, oh, it's all like this greatness. Like and it is. It really is. It's like you just blossom, really. But I cannot sit here and say like it's an easy process. I cannot sit here and say that it's not hard. I can't say that at all, because there's times where like you have to like start facing like the traumas. You only get, the only reason why I feel like I'm receiving all these blessings right now is because I'm literally like digging deep into all the traumas that I've suppressed for so long. Like, who wants to talk about these issues? Not me. But whenever you do, this is the blessings that I get, and so that's why I did it, and that's why I encourage you to do it. Like, I'll be in the shower and I'll think of like, oh my gosh, like I'm reacting this way because of something that happened to me in the past that, you know, has just been subconsciously making me act this way. And it hurts. It is pain. But like also, it's your job to grow from it. It's your job to heal. We're adults now. It is your job. Like, we don't want to repeat the cycles. We don't want to repeat like all these traumatizing things and pass them on to our kids. It's for what? How are we evolving? We're not. So I just feel like you really just got to be real with yourself. And being real with yourself, I feel like is the scariest thing, because you really just got to come to face the traumas, like all the ugly things. But the reward is so worthwhile. The reward is way way more serving than you having to face these issues. But I just had to disclaim that because I didn't want you to think like, oh, it's all rainbows and butterflies. That's what I thought. It's really not. Like, it's you come become real with yourself. But it's a good thing because, like I said, we're not repeating the cycles. You're breaking the habits, you're healing, and you just become a better person, not only for yourself, which is always a priority. You always need to be number one. I don't care what nobody says because I'm not, something for a different topic. Once you become good for yourself and you heal yourself, you're only going to benefit the people around you. Because me, like, I feel I'm healing myself, and I slowly start to, I feel like I'm trying to heal others in the same sense. As like for now, like I'm trying to encourage y'all to do this, like take this path, do it. Because once you start to heal and become your pure self, your authentic self, your highest self, your vibrations are just going to be all over the roof, and they're just going to be going, and I love it. Like, if they're going to be high, you're going to attract high vibrations, high frequency people, and y'all are just going to conform and do greatness. That's really what it is. And you're going to, and if worse comes to worse, you're just going to have to lose the people that are just not on the same wavelength as you, and that's fine. But you just got to always put yourself first, because you got to know you're doing this for you. And that is the end of my video, because I feel like it's a good note to end off on. And I hope this encouraged you and inspired y'all to take this scary but very worth it risk, not a risk, path. Because you'll thank me later. But yes, I hope y'all all have a great day. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it. And let's just keep these high vibes up. That's really the goal out of this. I want to keep them up. But yes, I hope to see y'all next video, and I hope you have a blessed day.